Why, hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is Cobra Kai Season 6, Part 1, spoiler review. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so as I just said, this is going to be a spoiler review for Part 1 of Season 6, and if you're wondering why, this is just Part 1, because Cobra Kai, the show, and Netflix decided to drop first 5 episodes on July 18th of 2024. And Part 2 is coming Thanksgiving of 2024, and then Part 3 is coming in 2025. So we have to wait a little bit, but I'm fine with it because this is one of my favorite shows, top 5 favorite show of all time. And I might be a little bit biased because I took Taekwondo in my youth. For like a decade, like 10 years. But not only that do I love the show, but there's just a plethora of things I love about this show that really works for me. Like, it's just a continuation of an 80s property. It's a TV show property, like it could have been a movie, but it works so well. Like 6 seasons now, it's just going on strong, and I'm biased because I took Taekwondo martial arts in my youth, and this show, like Stranger Things split up season 4 into 2 parts, and I think they did it very weird, strangely. Like, it was like first 6 episodes and the last 2 were like a couple hours, like movies. And I heard like Stranger Things 5 is gonna be like each episode like 8 movies, like 8 episodes, like a movie each. Kind of weird. I'm wondering how they're gonna structure it. If it's gonna be too obnoxious of a runtime, or I think they should do it like Stranger or like Cobra Kai, like this season. Anyway, what they're doing with this season, I feel like works very well. They're breaking it up equally. It's not like random episodes, like numbered episodes, like 3, 2, 3, 5. 3. No, they're each 5 episodes, different spans of time. I feel like it works in that essence. I feel like it works in that regard. Now, some people might say it doesn't work, some mumbo jumbo, but I feel like it works. So going beyond that, the score, I've talked about it many times. Guys, listen. It's okay. It's okay if not every show has a theme song, has the greatest music, have to have music everywhere, every time. And now, in, Spider-Verse, it feels like it's a music video. It feels like there's music every time. But I love Spider-Verse. Both Spider-Verses are great. But when we're talking about a show like Star Wars Acolyte, it drives me nuts. But when we're talking about a show about Cobra Kai, their music is perfect. Perfectly epic. Those are the words I'm going to use. I'm sorry if not everything's perfect, not everything's epic, but this show gets it right with their music. Leo Berenberg and Zach Robinson know how to bring this I'm going to say in this channel, this bonsai badass music. No pun intended. Like, it's just perfect. And I swear they know how to do it. They know how to do it. They know how to bring the fighting music. They know how to bring emotional music. They know how to bring, for some obnoxious, I'm using that word again, for some random reason, like this season, they did it last season, but it just works so well. In various moments, right, they'll use their Cobra Kai theme for plenty of other moments where it's like emotional, Miyagi-Do, and hard rock bass line. It works so well, and I love it. And I might be spending way too much time on the music, but I don't care because I love it, and it works, and I'm going all out nerding. I'm nerding out so hard because it's so good. Beyond that, speaking of things like that, the characters and the arcs grow so much. And if I haven't, like, delved deep into it already and gotten into it, my reviews, I don't know how many, I gotta go see how many times I've talked about Cobra Kai on this channel, but the emotional side, the characters and the arcs have, like, just gotten so deep and so connected. By the way, my favorite character, not my favorite character in the show, but my favorite character arc, I feel like this season, has been Dimitri. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's been Miguel and Sam are together, Ravi and Tori are together. They have great character arcs, and I feel like Tori is that one with that biggest emotional connection that, you know, her mom dies, and we're learning more about her. Like, it's just deep. But let me tell you, I never thought that Dimitri would end up with the best smoking hot girl at this school. And I'm like, dude, if I need to learn from this guy. I'm serious, because this guy rocks. But not only that, I feel so bad for the friendship between Dimitri and Eli, and I really hope that those two dudes can get back on the amazing epic friendship that they once had, because they've had, I'm not gonna say a rocky road, but they have had a rocky road in all the seasons, and you know, season 3 at the Christmas battle, they fought, and then they built it back up, and they've been the binary bros ever since. So I'm like, hey, they're good. Man, and then this season they kind of stumble a little bit, but that's only because of the training and where they're going in the future, and they're trying to look for a college, man. And it's been a little bit of a rocky road. So I feel bad for them. So, by the way, the one scene I thought was a little funny. There's just emotional moments in this season, like I said, with Tori finding out her mom died, and things like the baby, Johnny's baby that's coming, Johnny Lawrence's baby that's coming. And there's just funny moments as well in this season, like Johnny is working at LaRusso's dealership and everything. And, you know, the fighting in this episode just is so well. Like I said, the music, when they incorporate music with the fighting scenes, it makes it even better, even epic. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but epic. Like, you're just on the edge of your seat every time. And I can't stress enough. I'm just lost for words when I watch scenes like this. And I go, because you know what it is, right? You know what it is. This is a perfect comparison in my image to what I'm going to say. Okay? Listen. Hey, when I watch Star Wars, when I watch Revenge of the Sith, and I'm watching Obi-Wan and Anakin, hearing that, it's kind of like Duel of the Fates and Phantom Menace, and then Anakin versus, what's the other one? Battle of the Heroes, and Revenge of the Sith, and you hear those two tracks of music playing in those fight scenes. It's like that. It's like that in Cobra Kai. Epic music playing during a fight. Now, I'm not saying that every scene of a movie or sound, you know, we don't need music every time. But it builds and builds and builds a crescendos in the scene, makes it even better. So I just like the fights for that reason. And there's just moments, like, especially at the college dorm, at the hazing scene, at the college party with the drunk getting their drinking. Dude, that was one of the funniest scenes of the season, of this part. I got a kick out of them, because they're like, I'm telling you what to do, you gotta do this. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, a college party, like, don't do that stuff. That crap is stupid. Don't listen to that. I go to college, and I don't do that crap. So listen. Then the fight starts breaking out, and there's a song that's going, and I'm like, this song is epic. It's not something I might be listening to it. Like, I wouldn't put it on my playlist, but it's alright to listen to in this college, like, college party scene, this college party fight. It's awesome. So I love that a lot. By the way, the plots, like I said, where Tori's plotline creases back, there's villain plot lines, and the ugly, like Johnny and LaRusso, Johnny and Daniel LaRusso are having problems again. Like, at the end, they're saying that we're never gonna be a thing ever again after this tournament, because, you know, Mr. Daniels looked at this box of Mr. Miyagi, and he had to go do this, like, investigation with some Mr. Miyagi box and stuff. Things like that. Like, there's a lot of stuff. There's these plots that might have gone on too long. Like, has this show gone on too long? We don't know. I don't think it has. I saw one of my movie reviewers, Sean Chandler, go, thinks the show's gone on too long. Okay. I feel that. And here's what I'm going to counteract with this. Counter thought. Okay. So I could say the same thing about Stranger Things, because, however, I'm really excited for Stranger Things Season 5, but I feel like they're too old. But I feel like what Cobra Kai does a bit better, is that their characters feel consistent. Now, it's a little bit unrealistic to say this, because I shouldn't be comparing them. I'm comparing them because they're both on Netflix and because they're both kind of at the end of their run. But, however, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai is more realistic than Stranger Things is. But however, I do feel like Cobra Kai works a bit better because, and even though there's 6 seasons, and at this point it's kind of gone on too long, I feel like it just works better because it's a revival thing, and it's just kind of been woven together perfectly, in my opinion. But that's besides the fact that I haven't seen Stranger Things Part 5, so I can't say, yeah, it's gone on perfectly. So anyway, but the plots in this part, by the way, let me say again, there's Kenny and Lee Devin, who I feel like are 2 characters that I really didn't care about when they first were introduced, but now that we've gotten here at this point in time, I have to say that every character has their own spot in the... every character has their own time to shine in the spotlight. It's so good, and I don't know why my computer keeps messing up, but whatever. It's its own problem. It's just so good, and I feel like here's another thing. Anthony LaRusso, Daniel's son, has matured so much, has grew up so fast. I feel like, I don't know if I mentioned this on any other review I've done, but he has just matured like that. Like, if in seasons 1 and 2, he was not even like a main character. He was just like there in the stands, like, yeah, I'm watching the game, blah, 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 playing my little remote control video game, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take karate, grr. Like, where did this come from? Like, in the span of 3 seasons, it was like, flipped around. But yeah, like, Kenny has his voice has changed, and Devin is there, Lee Devin, apologies. And, or is it flipped around? I don't know. Whatever her name is. However her name flips back and forth, I don't know. Because they keep saying last names, they keep saying first names. It confuses me, okay? Deal with it. But I forget. And both of them, they all grow because of the fact that they're training for the Saikai Taikai tournament. And it really, to me, just is like... works. Now, this show could have ended last season, but I feel like the reason it also works for me that the fact that what they're doing with all 3 of these parts, they're building, and I feel like by the end of the 3rd part, we're going to get a very, very either emotional, satisfied, and well-rounded concluded series. And I don't know, because I liked all 5 of the other seasons, don't get me wrong, but none of them are bad. None of it is bad, as much as I've critiqued and praised it. I don't feel like any one of these had a perfect, satisfying series finale. Like, season 4 was great, it ended fine. Series 5, ended fine. But I don't feel like they were like, yes, we're good to end here. They could have, and I feel like people would have been fine with it, but I know it would have felt weird if they just said, season 5, we're ending here. And let me tell you, because season 5 ended with Kreese busting out of prison, and there was just no way they were going to end it there. So that's me. Like again, I commend Sean Chandler for saying, it's gone on too long. It might be going on too long. That's a fair thing to say, but it hasn't had its satisfying run. So I feel like by the end of the season, in 2025, we're going to say, yes, this is it. Now, funny enough, speaking of that, I do feel like we might be getting Stranger Things Season 5 then. So we might have 2 Netflix things, both big Netflix things, ending in 2025. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Speaking of that, speaking of things ending, the future of this, where does this go? So we end this season with, by the way, Sam and Miguel are cute together. Like I said, all the relationships are cute. But there's just so many things, like I said. The baby's coming, we're going to find that out more. Maybe we'll find out in the next 5 episodes. And I'm wondering, because the season ends with them all gaining up at the Saikai Taikai. Like I said, Tori's mother dies. So it's the biggest, emotional, gut-wrenching thing. Because they're both, we see the top 6 people of the Saikai Taikai. We see, they're trying to get Hawk and Eli, Hawk and Dimitri are getting into college. They have a little tiff. So Eli's there. Hawk is now in the Saikai Taikai because Tori's out. They were trying to get team captains. Miguel and Robbie were fighting to be team captain. Robbie's team captain for the male side. For the female side, it was going to be Tori and Sam, but Tori's out because her mom died, so they had to stop the fight. So Sam is the captain for the females. So in place of Tori is Hawk. And all of them go, and, Tori is now part of Cobra Kai because Kreese, she's with Kreese. It makes, in my eyes, it just makes zero logical sense. It makes sense that she joined Cobra Kai, but I'm like, dude, she's gone through all this crap. Why would she join it now? But at any rate, it's part of the story. She's there. She's there. So, yeah, that's that, and, you know, this epic music plays, and then Kreese is like, let the games begin. So they're there at the Saikai Taikai, and what I was thinking was like, oh, I wasn't really sure that they would be there now. I thought they'd be there in, like, the last 5 episodes, but they're there now. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 and then the last 5, but what I'm kind of thinking is, who knows if the baby this is my weird prediction, right? In the next 5 episodes, say they start the fight, Johnny's baby arrives early, they have to go take care of the baby, they postpone the fight, and then somehow there's some crazy antics with Kreese and Daniel and Johnny in the mix when the baby comes, and I don't know, something goes awry. Who knows? Crazy things in this show happen all the time. It's bonkers. Fights happen, things happen, things happen. And by the way, speaking of things happening, Mike Barnes came in to decide who was going to make it for the top 6 of the Saikai Taikai. So that was cool to see Mike Barnes come back for a nice in one of the episodes in this part of season 6. So anyway, I love this part. This show kicks butt. It kicks butt, guys. Literally, it kicks butt because people in the show kick butt. So yeah, that's what I thought. I won't give you. I'm gonna leave you guys hanging. I hate to leave you guys hanging by a thread here, but I'm not gonna give you my score. Well, I could give you my score. It's so difficult to rank this because it's part 1. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say wait, guys. I'm gonna wait until the season is over. It makes it frustrating for me because I want to know how the season ends. I'm gonna cry. But I'm gonna wait to give you my final score on the entire season as a whole. So, anyway, let me know what you guys thought of my thoughts on part 1 of Season 6 of Cobra Kai down below in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoy it. And, again, I'm not going to give you my score. It stinks. It sucks. It stinks like a bad skunk, which I can't smell anymore. But it stinks like a fart that I can't do it. But, anywho. You do what you got to do because there's more coming. So, who knows? Stay tuned because we got part 2 coming this Thanksgiving. Part 3 is coming next year, 2025, and is just maybe, we might get the ending of this, Cobra Kai, and Stranger Things. All of it. Season 5 of Stranger Things. Maybe both of them are coming next year. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. With that said, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, play Lego, and later this week we got Twisters, we got Deadpool, and Wolverine. Big stuff coming, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm, play Lego, watch stuff. Peace out, everyone. Bye.